Hi, my name is Chelsea. I'm a nursing student, and I have decided to start this webcam blog called WTF Health. Yes, WTF is exactly what you think it stands for. The reason why I've started this is to hopefully help our patients help us help you. So it seems as though there's a gap in between patients and medical staff and doctors and things like that. And there's a lot of aggravation and confliction and miscommunication, really. As a nursing student, I am not quite so jaded yet like a regular nurse. A nurse has been doing it for 20 years and has listened to the same thing over and over again every day for 20 years. So I want to try and maybe spark something new. So I don't know if I'm going to do this every week, a couple times a week. I don't know yet. We'll see. It's a fluid, ever-changing application, so we'll see. But today, what really sparked it today was that I want to talk about do's and don'ts in the medical office. And each time I do it, we'll do something different. And also, I'll give you my email address for this blog so that you can write me questions. Maybe you have some questions, some concerns, we can address those. I would like to disclaim at this point, I am not a doctor. I'm a nursing student. I'm not even a licensed nurse yet. But hopefully some of the knowledge that I have can help you with some basic applications. Not affiliated with any doctor, not getting paid for this, yada yada, these are opinions, blah blah, book knowledge, anything that really I'm going to tell you, you can look up online. But I'm going to tell you. Why not? What the heck? So today is going to be do's and don'ts about being in the medical office. Oh, side note, at the end, I'll talk a little bit more about myself, but I'm not going to do that at the beginning. So anyway, first thing, when you come into the waiting room, I understand that you have an appointment time. And while this isn't true for all doctors, some doctors are very, very impeccable with their timing, and that is spot on. But my experience has been long wait times. So when you come into the waiting room, understand that there may be a bit of a wait past your scheduled time. Your appointment time is at 3:45. You might end up being seen by the doctor at 4:15, or even taken back at 4:15. It's not fast food. I wish it were that simple. I suggest, if you're in a time crunch, when you first come in, let the office staff know, hey, I have to be out of here by this time. If I'm not in line with this time, then I may have to leave. I may have to reschedule, but that's fine. Be urgent. Please don't be cranky. We're not receptive to cranky. So, okay, that's the first thing. Prices. Because our doctor is a specialty doctor, we get a lot of people calling asking how much procedures are going to cost. We don't know. The only thing that we can give you feasibly over the phone are price lists within the office. How much is a consultation going to cost you? That's really it. If she performs anything in the office, then, how much is that going to cost you? That's fine. If you're going to ask us how much is my procedure going to cost? Well, it gets really complicated because you have the surgical suite costs, you have the anesthesiologist costs, any biopsies that are taken, those cost money to send off. So it's really difficult for us to give you a flat rate, $2,100 in out, no problem. It's difficult for us to do that. And it kind of puts us in a bind when people call us and ask us that. So be mindful of that, please. Oh, that leads me to another point. if you're coming in for a consultation and you know you're going to have a procedure, don't call and ask to set up a time for your procedure before your consultation, because there may be some aspects of your consultation that will dictate when your particular procedure can take place. So that's another difficult thing. Okay, medical forms. Everyone hates filling them out. I understand it. A lot of doctor's offices, if you call in advance to make your appointment, ask them to mail you your medical forms so that when you get there, you have all the information, it's correct, you're not rifling through stacks of medical forms from odd six. So that's, we're more than happy to. A lot of doctor's offices are moving towards paperless. Our office has the ability, if we get your email address, we have the ability to set you up with your own personal profile on our patient site, our patient docking site, that gives you access to medical forms, that gives you access to lab reports if you have any blood drawn, any tests done or anything like that. We can post anything to there. You can talk to us through it. So it's really quite an innovative thing. And that brings me to my next point. Please, if a doctor's office asks for your email address and you're skeptical about getting newsletters, ask them, is this going to be a newsletter thing? Because if it is, I'm not interested. Some doctor's offices have the ability to set you up online. You can do everything online, and it's wonderful. It's brilliant. Important bits of information that people leave off of their medical forms. Social Security number. It is really important for us to have this. And the reason why is because of insurance companies. It's not for insurance fraud or anything like that, or identity theft. Date of birth is extremely important. I've had people leave their date of birth off, and it's really frustrating for us because then we're on the phone trying to get a hold of you, trying to get through to your insurance company. They won't give us any information because we don't have your date of birth. We don't have your social security number. All we know is your name. It's a mess. Family history. Oh, Lord, please, please, if you know your family history, bring it to us. Because of the advances made in medicine that happen so rapidly, family history really helps us figure out what might be wrong with you as opposed to what is wrong with you, because we just have you. If your dad, your biological father, had heart disease and you have high blood pressure, there might be a correlation. We might be able to help you prevent heart disease. Whereas your dad was SOL because they didn't know any better back then. So family history is very, very important, as well as a drug list. If somebody threw the medicine cabinet at you, bring it with you, please, because there are a lot of drugs that have interactions with medications that the doctor might prescribe for you. We got to move things around. It's like a big old Tetris game. It's a mess. I hate it. Personally, I'm not a pill person myself. I take one pill, and I take it because I have to, not because I want to. Aside from that, drug lists are very informative. Don't come into the doctor's office going, oh, well, I'm on 15 different drugs, and I got one for blood pressure, but I don't know the name. Then I have one for my cholesterol, but I don't know the name. Such a pain in the ass. Sorry. It's such a pain in the ass. Please, just write it down. If you have a lot of drugs, write it down. Carry them with you. Okay. Leaving messages. When you're leaving messages for the doctor, there are very important things that will help you. First thing is leaving your phone number clearly, slowly. Leaving your name clearly, slowly. If you have a difficult last name, it would probably behoove you to spell it out. If anything, talk clearly. For me, on my voicemail, I ask people to leave their date of birth, because a lot of the times I get this, and I'm a 7382. I have a question about this medication that I'm taking, and if you could call me back, and that'd be really great. And then that's it. I've got no clue who you are. I have no idea how, nothing. So, that. I was going to go over vital signs in this episode, but I'm running a little long. I think I might be losing some of you, so I'm going to go ahead and skip that. The last thing I have to say in regards to do's and don'ts when you come to the medical office is don't WebMD. Please don't WebMD. Do not diagnose yourself and come back to us and tell us what your problem is and then try and get us to believe it. It's really frustrating. So I don't know what's wrong with you. There's a very good chance you're not going to be able to call the doctor and get a hold of the doctor and say, you know, I have a headache, and WebMD says it could be cancer. We don't know. There are so many things that go, just don't WebMD. If you have a certain condition, you know of your condition. I have atrial fibrillation. Okay, go on WebMD. We'll have some very useful things for you. Some symptoms that you may or may not have. Some symptoms that you could develop later on. Very, very useful in that capacity. Maybe bring it as a precursor. You know, I have XYZ. WebMD said it might be A. What do you think? There's a reason why doctors are still around. Is because they've gone through the medical schooling. Anyway, okay, I'm going off on a tangent. Don't WebMD and then call us and then try and convince us that this is your problem. Please, please. Okay, so that's it. That's it for my do's and don'ts. Whatever. You can reach me if you have any questions, comments, complaints. You can reach me at WTFHealth@gmail.com. I will do my best to answer your emails. Don't be rude, please. I would appreciate it. In anything that is personal, I'm probably not going to answer. But yeah, if you have any questions or concerns, comments on how I can make this better, make it worse, change it up a little bit. You don't like my orange sweater, that's fine. You know, give me some ideas. I'm always open. So at this point, I'm going to go into some stuff about myself. I'm a nursing student, live in California. I was a massage therapist for the better part of 10 years, decided to go into nursing, love anatomy, love physiology. So that's really where my bread and butter lies. Psychology, great. Love psychology. What else? Really, my idea about being a nurse is closing the gap in between patients and doctors and bringing it back to the way that it used to be. I think that in this Minuteman world that we've just gotten too separated from human contact. And I notice with a lot of my patients, the biggest thing is just somebody to listen. That makes all the difference in the world. And if we can help each other, then I think that the healthcare system will work a lot more smoothly, at least on our part. I can't say anything for insurance or money or whatever. I personally don't have health insurance, but that's neither here nor there. So yeah. If you have any questions for me, you can reach me, WTF, what the, at WTFhealth at gmail.com. So hopefully together we can make this blog better, and maybe, help bring people and the healthcare system into a more fluid moving machine. So look for my next post. Have a good night. I'll see you guys later.